Hello everyone, welcome to eSort. My name is Amit, and today we are going to see Spring Security with latest version 6.0 and Spring Boot latest version 3.0 plus. Okay, and here we will see form-based login. Okay, basically there are multiple ways to apply the Spring Security. So let me show you what are the ways to apply the Spring Security. So there are different types or different ways like form-based authentication authorization, HTTP basic authentication authorization. Similarly, OAuth2 with OpenID and JWT Token, SAML and LTAP. So these are the ways to apply security. And there are different scenarios. In that specific scenario, we have to choose the Spring Security. So here we will see all the ways in that Spring Security series. But today we will see form-based authentication and authorization. Now let's start with Spring Boot application. So let's create a Spring Boot application using Spring Initializer. So I have selected here version 3.3.1 and make sure you are also selecting this version. Okay, so now here we have to add some dependencies. For example, the first dependency called as a security. Okay, then another dependency that we needed, Spring Web. Okay, so Spring Web, and then another dependency that we needed called as a theme leaf. Okay, theme leaf or theme leaf. So these three dependencies that we needed for form-based login. Now the next thing is provide here group. So com.avsoft security demo. Okay, that is fine. Now click on the generate. After this, that project will get created. So open this project, extract. Where is extract all? Okay, and then extract this project. Okay, so it is extracted. Let's select or let's import this project inside this STS. So let's import that project. So import and then click on existing Maven project. Next, and here provide URL, browse, and project is imported. Now the project name is security demo. Okay, security demo. Now let's start that application. And before start that application, we have to create some APIs. So create a package, create a controller, and here provide or create a control class. So let's say demo controller. Okay, and after this, what we can do here, provide @rest controller annotation and create here one API. Let's say public string demo. Okay, or hello user. Okay, hello user API, and here just return hello user. That's it. Now here use the @get mapping and provide your user or hello user. That's it. Now here we are good. The next thing is create again another API. The API name is called as hello admin. Okay, hello admin, and then method name is same and return here hello admin. That's it. Now here we are good. We have two APIs. Okay, so as you know, we already added Spring Security jar or dependency into the project, and due to auto configuration feature of the Spring Security, it applies by default Spring Security. So let's see is it applied or not. So for that, let's start the application. Okay, and call this API. So API name is hello user. Now open the browser and here type localhost 8080. That's it, hello user. Now you can see it diverts that request toward the login page. So this is the default login page provided by the Spring Boot. Okay, now then what is the username password? That is the question. So basically Spring by default provided or by default create a username. Sorry, not username but password. Okay, so you can see it generate password. Okay, let me show you. Okay, here you can see generate password. Okay, generate password is here. So copy this password and paste here. Now the next thing is what is the username? The default username is user. That's it. Now you can see we can able to hit that API, or we need to we can able to access that API. But here question is, uh, if I want to provide your custom security, let's say my username password, yes, we can do that. So let's see how we can apply custom form based security. Now let's apply the custom security. So to apply the custom security, we have to create one package. The package name is called config. Okay, config, and make sure that that package should be inside that demo. Okay, security demo package. Okay, so dot config, and after this create a class called as security config. You can give any name, but it should be meaningful. Security config. That's it. Now click on finish. After this, provide here @ annotation REST controller, and then sorry, it's not REST controller. Here we have to provide annotation called as @ configuration. Okay, configuration. So it will consider it as a configuration class by the Spring Boot. Now the next thing is we have to create here bean of the security filter chain. Okay, security filter chain. Basically, this is a filter which is responsible for to intercept every request, every HTTP request, and on that HTTP request, we are going to apply Spring security. So how to do that? So right here, public method, public Spring security filter chain, security filter chain. So basically, this is the interface, and let's say method name called as a security filter chain. Okay, that's it. And here provide input argument HTTP security. Okay, HTTP security. That's it. Now we are good here, and provide the implementation to that method, and here provide annotation called as a bean. Okay, so basically we have created a bean inside the IOC container of this security filter chain, and we will give here implementation. So how to provide the implementation? So let's provide this. Okay, so HTTP security dot authorization authorize HTTP request, and here we have to provide implementation to Lambda expressions. Let's say auth is equal to auth dot authorize any request, and then authenticate. So meaning of that syntax is we are doing authentication of each and every request. Okay, let's come to the next line, and here we have to provide form. Okay, because we are going to apply here form based security, so form login is the method, and provide the implementation is the Lambda expression. So let's say form, and then form dot, and here what we can do, we can call permit all method. Basically here the request will get diverted toward the form, and that form should be accessible by everyone. Okay, now the next thing is let's say logout. Okay, logout is a method, provide implementation. Let's say lg is equal to lg dot permit all. That means again that logout is accessible for everyone. Okay, no need of authentication there. That's it. Now the next thing is we have to return. Okay, we have to return security filter chain. So how to create security filter chain? For this, copy this, return HTTP security dot build. That's it. Okay, that means that build method will return implementation to the security filter chain. Okay, so we are good with that security filter chain. So basically what happened here, each and every request which is coming to our application will get intercepted by this filter, and here we are applying that security. Okay, we are applying here form based security. That's it. Now let's see the next thing. Next thing is we have to provide here username password. So for that there is one interface called as a user detail service. User detail service. So what we can do here, we can create a bean of user detail service, and inside that user detail service we have to provide username password and role, okay, role if we required. So let's provide, or let's create a bean, okay, public user detail service. Make sure this is coming from the Spring framework, okay. And then next thing is user detail service, okay, that's it. Let's provide the implementation here. So for this, what we can do, there is a interface called as a user detail, okay, user details, then user again, or user detail is equal to user. So basically that user is a class present inside the Spring Security, provided by Spring Security, okay. Then dot builder, okay. And after builder, we have to provide here username. So let's say username is avsort, and then dot provide the password here, okay. That's it. And if you want, then we can provide here role as well. Let's say I'm providing here role, let's say user, okay, role is user. So here we have to provide a password, okay. But basically we should not provide the password like this. We should encrypt that password, okay. So for this, what we can do, we can use, or we can create one bean here called as a password encoder, which is responsible for to encode that password, okay. So I have already copied this bean, okay, or method, and let's import that password encoder. That's it. And bcrypt password encoder, okay. So this is coming from Spring framework only, okay. And don't worry about the code, I will provide the GitHub link. So because it's difficult to remember the syntax, okay, so for this, don't worry about this. Now that is the thing, we have already created the password encoder. When we call that password encoder, so it will return a bcrypt password encoder, and by using that bcrypt password encoder, we can able to encode the password. So what we can do here, call this method here, okay. And then what we can do here, that method will return bcrypt password encoder, okay. So once we get the bcrypt password encoder, so there is a method called as encode, and inside that encode we have to pass the password. Let's say I'm passing the password called as a abc, in small abc. That's it, okay. So now we are good here. After this, what we have to do, we have to call here dot build method, okay, build method. That's it. So here that user detail object is ready, which contains username, encrypted password, and role called as a user. Now the next thing is we have to return user detail service. But basically this is the interface which have multiple implementation. So let me show you what are the implementation. So we can see JDBC user detail manager, then JDBC DAO. So there are multiple ways to implement to provide the implementation. So here we are going to use in-memory user detail manager. In-memory user detail manager. This is the implementation of user detail service. So let's use this. Okay, return new. Sorry. Okay, new, and this. Okay, that's it. We are good here. And inside that in-memory user detail manager, we have to pass this user detail. That's it. User detail. User detail. Okay, UD. Now here the question is, if we have multiple user, then no worries, we can create a multiple user detail objects like this. So let me copy paste here. So let's say we have two users. So first user is user, okay, and second user detail is for, let's say, admin. That's it. And the role of that admin is admin, and the password is, let's say, okay, so user is, let's say, admin, and the next thing is again the password that we have to provide. Let's say ABC, same password, okay, or let's say admin, password is also admin. So for user, username is avsoft, okay, password is ABC, and the role is user. And for another user called as admin, username is same admin, password is same admin, and role also admin in capital. That's it. Now we have to provide this user detail here, comma, and then another is admin. Okay, so we have ready with the user detail service. Okay, user detail service bean. Now what happened here when we apply security? Okay, apply the security on every request. After this, it is responsible for to get the user information from this user detail bean, and it will um, validate that user detail and the role is correct or not. If it is correct, then it will allow to access the APIs. Otherwise, it will throw an exception. Okay, that's it. Now our application is ready. Now let's start the application and let's see. Okay, so let's reboot the application. So let's hit the API. Okay, so localhost 8080 and slash hello user. Enter here. Now you can see it divert the request on the login page. So remove this. Okay, and our username is avsort, and password is ABC. I guess ABC, right? It was ABC. Let's sign in. Now you can see we are able to access hello user. In that way, we can provide the basic security. Okay, basic form-based security. But what things are pending here? The first thing is we have to provide here role-based Spring security. Okay, role-based Spring security. So for that, what we can do, we have to provide here role as well. And if you see, we already provided a role. So role is user and role is admin. Clear? Now, I want to provide here role-based access on the APIs. For example, we have two APIs, hello user and hello admin, not a hello admin. It should be hello admin. Okay, so it's only roles. So here for that hello user, both the users can access. For example, admin or user can access this API, and for this API, only admin should access. So here come to the security config. So here in security config class, we configure already user details, and each user detail we have given the role. For example, for first user, okay, for user avsort, the user role is user, and for username admin, role is admin. Now let's see how to configure the APIs access based on the roles. So if you see here, we have using here that security chain filter. Inside that http security dot authorize request, and here we have to make some changes. So what changes are here? So remove this. Okay, remove this, and here request matcher, use a request matcher. Request matcher means we have to provide here for which API. Okay, for example, that admin API. So let's see what is the API. So hello admin. So for this API, I want to provide access to admin only. Okay, to admin role only. So copy this and provide here URL. Okay, so for that API, who can access? Okay, so let me show you. So here has a role. So for that API, if user has this role, which role? Admin role. Okay, admin role. If he has a admin role, then only he can able to access this API. So admin role is in capital admin. Okay. So let's segregate that code. Okay. So for this, what we can do, take this line on the take this code on next line. Okay. So now the code is segregated. Now let's see will it work or not. And yes, another thing is that if you want to add again multiple roles, so it's very simple. For that, you have to do one thing. You have to provide here multiple authorize request. Okay, multiple authorize request. So for this, you need to copy this, and again you need to put here, paste here. Remove this and provide here dot. So it's a method chaining, and you can provide multiple username, sorry, multiple roles and multiple APIs combination. Okay, that's it. But right now we need only one called as admin. So that's it. We are good here. Now let's check. Are we able to access? Are we able to access that hello admin user, hello admin API using avsort username or not? Okay. So let's check will it work or not. So first we have to do one thing. We have to access this API with a normal user or that avsort user. So call that URL localhost 8080 and then hello admin, not a hello admin. We want a hello user. Okay, hello user. Now provide here that avsoft username, avsoft, and then password was abc. Okay, enter. Now you can see we can able to access that hello user API. Now I want to access that another API called as hello admin. Now let's see, are we able to access that admin API with the normal user? So hello admin is the API. Click here, it will show you a login page and provide here avsoft and password is abc. Now you can see it is giving the 403 forbidden. That means it is not accessible. Now let's access both the APIs using admin user. So and here localhost 8080 slash hello user. Hello user. Enter here. Now you can see again login page, and here provide username called as admin and password is called as I guess admin, right? And sign in. Now you can see it is able to access hello user API. Now let's see, will it be able to access that admin API? So copy this and paste here. Yes, it is able to access that admin API also. That means our role-based security is working perfectly. So let me summarize this application here. So in which we have created the Spring Boot application, in which we have created two APIs, and we have created the Spring security config, okay, or Spring config. And here we added one security filter chain, which is responsible for to apply the security on every request. And here we provided a request matcher. That means for that request, this should be the rule. Okay, for this API, this should be the rule. And similarly, uh, we have provided here user detail service. Okay, and we have created the bean. Inside that, we define the user detail service data. Okay, and we provide here username, password, and their role and their role. So role is a user role. Okay, and similarly, we can add multiple user detail here, and we have to provide their username, password, and role. So as per that role, we can access these APIs. Okay, so admin can access both the APIs and user can access only one API. So that's all about our role-based Spring security. But still here some things are pending. For example, in Spring security config, we store username, password, or we hard-coded username, password here, but it should not be here ideally, because any developer can see the username, password here. Okay, so to manage that, we should use database level security, or we have to store that username, password into the database. So we will see that all database level security in next videos. Okay, and where we will save that username, password, and role into database. So that's all about today's video. If you like, so please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.